Hello, my friend. Before we start, I want to ask you one small question. Have you ever known the answer in English, but stayed completely silent? You knew the words. You wanted to speak, but your mind became busy. Is this grammar right? Should I use this word? What if I make a mistake? And before you could say anything, the conversation was already over. If that has happened to you, you are not alone. And no, you are not bad at English. Your brain is simply trying to do too many things at the same time. Today, we are going to slow everything down. Even if you feel shy, even if you forget words, even if nobody around you speaks English, you can still improve. Here is another surprise. You do not need perfect grammar before you start speaking. You do not need a perfect accent. You do not need to live in America or the UK. You only need one thing: a small voice that is ready to try. And today, we will use that voice together. One short sentence, one easy idea, one small step at a time. Because small steps become big progress. Hi, I'm Emma. Welcome to Learn English Unleashed. I'm really happy you're here today. This is not a test. This is not a classroom. Nobody is giving you marks. Nobody is waiting for perfect English. This is simply a quiet place where you can relax, listen, and speak with me. So, sit comfortably, smile a little, take one slow breath. Good. Let's enjoy English together. Can I tell you a short story? A few years ago, I met a woman called Mia. She understood almost every English podcast she listened to. She watched films. She enjoyed YouTube videos. She even laughed at English jokes. But whenever someone asked her a simple question, she became silent. One day I asked, "Mia, what happens inside your head?" She smiled and said, "Emma, my answer is ready, but my mouth is always late." Maybe you understand that feeling too. If yes, keep listening, because later in this episode, I'll show you a tiny speaking habit that helped Mia start answering naturally. It takes less than 3 minutes. Don't miss it. But first, let me ask you something. Why is listening usually easier than speaking? Think about it. Don't answer yet. We'll discover the reason together. And when you understand this, speaking English will suddenly feel much easier. So, stay with me. The answer is probably not what you expect. Most learners think they have a vocabulary problem, but that's usually not true. Others believe they need another grammar book. Again, not always true. The real problem is much simpler. Your brain has never practiced opening your mouth quickly. Think about learning to ride a bicycle. Reading about cycling is very different from riding one. English works the same way. Listening fills your mind. Speaking trains your voice. Both are important, but many learners only do the first part. So today, we're changing that. From now on, this is not just a listening podcast. This is your speaking time. Every few minutes, I'll ask you to repeat after me. There is no pressure, no rush, no perfect answer. Just speak, even if your voice is quiet, even if you make mistakes. Every sentence is building confidence. Let's begin with something very easy. When I finish a sentence, I'll stay quiet for a moment. That quiet moment is yours. Ready? Repeat after me. Today is a good day to practice English. Very nice. Again, I don't need perfect English. Excellent. One more. Every small sentence makes me stronger. Great job. Did you notice something? You already spoke English. Not tomorrow. Not next week. Today, sometimes the hardest sentence is the first one, and you've already crossed that bridge. Now here's a little challenge. For the next 10 minutes, don't worry about grammar. Don't try to sound perfect. Just copy my voice. Copy my rhythm. Copy my confidence. That's all. Because something interesting happens when you stop chasing perfection. Your words begin to flow. And in the next part, I'll show you the first practice that helps thousands of learners speak without freezing during real conversations. The best part? You can use it before breakfast. Let's begin. Before we learn anything new, I want to ask you one question. What do you usually do in the first 5 minutes after you wake up? Maybe you check your phone. Maybe you turn off your alarm. Maybe you make a cup of tea or coffee. Now imagine something different. What if those first 2 minutes became your English time? Just 2 minutes. Not 20. Not 1 hour. Only 2. It sounds small. But small habits change big results. Let me tell you about Daniel. Daniel always said, "Emma, I don't have time." He worked all day. He traveled home tired. At night, his brain wanted to rest. So English always became, "Maybe tomorrow." Does that sound familiar? Yes. Don't worry. Here is the good news. You don't need more time. You only need a better moment. That one small change helped Daniel speak more English than ever before. Want to know what he did? Let's try it together. Practice 1. Wake up your voice. Tomorrow morning, before you touch your phone, say 3 easy sentences. Slowly, clearly. Smile while you speak. Ready? Speak with me. Good morning. Again. Good morning. Great. Now. Today feels like a fresh start. Excellent. One more. Let's see what today brings. Very nice. Did you notice? These are real sentences. People really say things like this. Simple English is real English. Now let's make it a little more natural. Imagine you are opening your window. The air feels cool. You look outside. What can you say? Repeat after me. It looks peaceful today. The air feels nice. I'm ready to begin. Fantastic. You are not memorizing. You are living the moment in English. And that's the difference. Here is a secret. Many learners wait until they know hundreds of words. But confident speakers use the words they already know. Again, they use the words they already know. Remember that, because confidence grows from using, not collecting. Mini challenge. For the next 30 seconds, I want you to imagine you are getting ready to leave home. I'll say a sentence. You repeat it. Ready? I need my keys. I think I'm ready. Let's get going. Brilliant. See? That already sounds like real life. Not textbook English. Real English. Now here's something interesting. What if you forget a word? Most learners stop speaking. Big mistake. Native speakers forget words too. Instead, keep moving. For example, if you forget the word umbrella, you can simply say, the thing I use when it rains. Communication is more important than perfect words. Always remember that. Here's today's little promise. Every morning, give English just 2 minutes. 2 minutes become 10. 10 become confidence. Confidence becomes conversation. And one day, you'll answer without even thinking. Not because you're lucky, but because you practiced a little every day. Before we move on, one last sentence together. Ready? I can speak English one sentence at a time. Again, I can speak English one sentence at a time. Excellent. I'm proud of you. You are already doing something many learners never do. You're speaking out loud. But here's a question. What if I told you you don't always have to create your own English? Sometimes, the fastest way to sound natural is to borrow English. What does that mean? We'll discover it in the next practice. and I think it might become your favorite way to learn English. Before we begin, let me ask you something. Have you ever listened to someone speaking English and thought, wow, I wish I could sound like that? Most learners think those people know thousands of special words. But here's the surprise. They don't always use difficult English. They use simple English again and again. The secret is not bigger words. The secret is using real sentences many times. Today, I'll show you how. A man named Oliver once told me, "Emma, I understand English, but when I speak, my sentences feel strange." So I asked him, "When was the last time you copied a real speaker?" He looked confused. He always studied. He almost never copied. That was the missing piece. From that day, he stopped trying to invent every sentence. Instead, he borrowed natural English. Slowly, his voice became smoother. His speaking became easier. Not overnight, but week after week. Practice 2. Borrow real English. Today, don't try to be original. Be a good copy first. Children learn this way. Musicians learn this way. Athletes learn this way. English works the same way. Listen, copy, repeat. Again. Ready? Speak with me. That sounds like a good idea. Excellent. Again. That sounds like a good idea. Now. I'm not sure yet. Very good. Again. I'm not sure yet. One more. Let's give it a try. Fantastic. These are small sentences, but people use them every day. Now imagine this. A friend sends you a message. Do you want to watch a film tonight? You don't need a long answer. You can simply say, repeat after me. Sounds good to me. Or maybe you're still thinking. Say, let me check first. Or maybe you're busy. Maybe another time. See? Short answers keep conversations moving. You don't need long speeches. Here's something many learners never notice. Native speakers don't stop after every word. Their words connect together. Listen carefully. Sounds good to me. Not sounds good to me. Let's try together. Slow first. Sounds good to me. Now a little smoother. Sounds good to me. Excellent. You're not speaking faster. You're speaking more naturally. That's a big difference. Mini speaking challenge. I'm going to ask you 3 easy questions. Answer me out loud. There is no perfect answer. Just speak. Ready? Would you like some coffee? Great. Next. Are you free this weekend? Nice. One more. How are you feeling today? Well done. Did you answer quickly? Or did your brain stop for a moment? Both answers are okay. Every time you speak, your brain learns to respond a little faster. Choose one useful sentence every day. Not 20. Just one. Use it again and again. Maybe while cooking. Maybe while walking. Maybe while waiting for a bus. The more you use one sentence, the more it becomes part of you. Remember, don't collect English. Use English. Let's say that together. Don't collect English. Use English. Again. Don't collect English. Use English. Beautiful. Now let me tell you something interesting. There was a time when I also wanted perfect English. Every sentence had to be perfect. Every word had to be correct. And do you know what happened? I became slower. The day I accepted small mistakes, I became a better speaker. Because conversations don't wait for perfection. They move forward. And you can move forward too. One simple sentence at a time. Now I have a question for you. What if, instead of translating every thought, you could think directly in English? Imagine how much faster your speaking would become. Is that really possible? Yes. And in the next practice, I'll show you a fun 30-second habit that can slowly train your brain to think in English without feeling difficult. Let's do it together. Before we start, I have a question for you. When something funny happens, what language appears first in your mind? For most learners, it's their first language. That's completely normal. But what if, little by little, English started showing up first? Not because you forced it, but because your brain became familiar with it. That is exactly what we're going to practice. And don't worry, we're not trying to think in English all day. Only for 30 seconds. Yes, just 30 seconds. Let me tell you about Sophia. Every evening, she said, "Emma, I always translate first." Translate? It made every conversation feel slow. So I gave her one tiny challenge. Not for 1 hour. Not even for 10 minutes. Only 30 seconds. During those 30 seconds, she described what she was doing. Nothing special. Just everyday life. 1 week later, she smiled and said, "My brain feels lighter now." Why? Because she stopped searching for perfect sentences. She started using simple ones. And simple English is powerful English. Practice 3. Narrate your day. Imagine you're making breakfast. Don't explain everything. Just say what you see. Ready? Speak with me. I'm making breakfast. Very nice. Again. The water is getting hot. Excellent. Now. It smells really good. One more. I'm ready to eat. Fantastic. Can you feel it? You're not studying. You're simply talking about your life. That's how real English grows. Now let's change the scene. Imagine you're waiting for a train or standing in a long line. Instead of checking your phone, talk quietly to yourself. Repeat after me. It's taking longer than I expected. Good. That's okay. I can wait. Excellent. I'll use this time to relax. Beautiful. These are calm, natural, real-life sentences. 30-second challenge. Now it's your turn. For the next 30 seconds, I'll stay quiet. You describe your day. Use easy English. Maybe say what you're wearing, what you're doing, or how you're feeling. Don't stop. Keep talking. Ready? Go. Welcome back. Did you make a mistake? Good. That means you were speaking. Did you forget a word? That's okay too. Keep moving. Fluent speakers don't stop every time something is missing. They find another way. That's the real skill. Here's a little secret. Your brain loves repetition. If you say, I'm on my way, every day, one morning, you won't even think about it. The sentence will come out naturally. Let's practice. Repeat after me. I'm on my way. Again. Everything is going well. One more. I'll keep going. Wonderful. Now imagine this. A few months from today, someone asks you, how's your day going? This time, you don't freeze. You smile. And you answer naturally. Not because you memorized a script, but because you've been talking to yourself a little every day. That small habit becomes real confidence, and confidence becomes conversation. Before we continue, I want you to remember one sentence. Say it with me. Small practice creates big confidence. Again. Small practice creates big confidence. Excellent. I'm really proud of you. You're not just listening anymore. You're building a new habit. One sentence, one moment, one day at a time. But here's something interesting. What happens when you know a sentence today and completely forget it tomorrow? Don't worry. It happens to everyone. In the next practice, I'll show you a simple memory trick that helps English stay in your mind longer. without spending extra hours studying. And once you learn it, reviewing English will feel much easier. Have you ever learned a new English sentence? Felt really happy. And then, the next day, it completely disappeared? You think? I knew this yesterday. So, where did it go? Did you forget it forever? No, not at all. Your brain is simply waiting for one thing. A reason to remember. Today, I'll show you a simple habit that gives your brain that reason. It only takes 2 minutes. Let me tell you about Ethan. Every evening, he watched English videos. He learned new words, new phrases, new expressions. But after a few days, he could only remember a few of them. He thought, maybe I have a bad memory. But that wasn't true. His problem wasn't learning. His problem was bringing the English back. That's the difference. Learning is one step. Remembering is another. Practice 4. Bring it back fast. Here's today's secret. Don't read a sentence 5 times. Read it once. Close your eyes. Then try to say it. Your brain starts working. And when your brain works, your memory grows stronger. Let's try together. I'll say a sentence. Listen once. Then repeat it without looking. Ready? I'm getting better every day. Excellent. Again. I'm getting better every day. Very nice. Now another one. Listen first. That was easier than I expected. Now repeat. Great job. Did you notice? You had to think a little. That's a good sign. Thinking helps remembering. Now let's make it more fun. Imagine you finish washing the dishes. Walk away. Wait 10 seconds. Now ask yourself, what was that English sentence? Try to remember it. Not perfectly. Just try. That tiny effort tells your brain, this is important. And slowly, English begins to stay with you. Mini memory challenge. Let's play a little game. I'm going to say 3 sentences. Don't repeat them yet. Just listen. Ready? I finally figured it out. That makes perfect sense. I'll try again tomorrow. Good. Now, without my help, say as many as you can. How many did you remember? 1, 2, all 3? Wonderful. Because this isn't a test. It's training. Every little try makes your memory stronger. Connect English to real moments. For example, when you finish cleaning your room, say, all done. When you find something you were looking for, say, there it is. When everything is ready, say, we're good to go. These are short, natural, and people use them every day. The more you connect English to real life, the less you need to translate. Let's repeat together. All done. There it is. We're good to go. Fantastic. Listen to your voice. It already sounds more confident than when we started. Not because your English became perfect, but because you kept speaking. Here's something I want you to remember forever. Your memory is not built by reading. It's built by using it. Again, your memory is not built by reading. It's built by using. Say that with me. I remember English when I use English. Again, I remember English when I use English. Excellent. Now imagine this. A friend suddenly asks you something in English. This time, your answer comes faster. Why? Because your brain has practiced bringing English back. Again and again. That's how confidence grows. Not in one big moment, but in hundreds of tiny moments. But we're saving the best practice for last. What if you could practice English every single day without feeling like you're studying? No heavy grammar. No long lessons. Just tiny conversations that fit naturally into your life. In the next and final practice, I'll show you the habit that quietly changes beginners into confident speakers. And it might become your favorite part of today's episode. I want to ask you one last question. What if improving your English didn't need a special study time? What if English quietly became part of your normal day? Not something extra, just something natural. Sounds nice, doesn't it? And that's exactly what this final practice is about. A few months ago, I met a learner named Lily. She always said, "Emma, I start learning with excitement, but after a few days, I stop." Maybe you felt that too. You begin with energy, then life gets busy, and English slowly disappears. So I gave her a different plan. Not a bigger plan, a smaller one. Instead of saying, "Today I'll study for 1 hour," she said, "Today I'll have one tiny English moment." That changed everything. Practice 5. Create tiny English moments. Don't wait for the perfect time. Create small moments. For example, when you're tying your shoes, say, "I'm almost ready." Very good. Now, imagine you're opening a door. Say, "Here we go." Excellent. Now imagine you're sitting down after a busy day. Say, "Time to slow down." Wonderful. These are the kinds of sentences people really use. Short, simple, natural. Now let's imagine another situation. You're cooking dinner. Something smells amazing. What can you say? Repeat after me. Dinner is almost ready. Good. This smells wonderful. Excellent. Let's eat. Perfect. Can you see what's happening? You're connecting English to real life. That is how English becomes automatic. 1 minute speaking habit. Here's your daily routine. Only 1 minute. That's all. 20 seconds. Talk about what you're doing. 20 seconds. Repeat 3 useful sentences. 20 seconds. Smile and say 1 positive sentence about yourself. Let's do it together. Repeat after me. I'm improving every day. I'm becoming more confident. I won't give up. Beautiful. Believe those words because they're becoming true. 1 day at a time. Mini challenge. Now, I want you to answer me out loud. Ready? What made you smile today? Lovely. Next question. What are you looking forward to this week? Very nice. One more. What's one small thing you're proud of today? There are no perfect answers. The important thing is, you answered. That's real speaking practice. Here's something many learners never realize. Fluency doesn't arrive all at once. It grows quietly, like a sunrise. At first, everything looks dark. Then, little by little, more light appears. 1 sentence, 1 conversation, 1 day. Until one morning, you suddenly notice, I'm speaking more easily. Not because of luck, because you never stopped. Let's go back to Lily. 3 months later, she sent me a voice message. She wasn't speaking perfect English. She still made small mistakes. But something had changed. She sounded relaxed. She laughed while speaking. She didn't stop after every sentence. She simply kept talking. And do you know what made me happiest? She said, Emma, English finally feels like a friend, not a school subject. That is the goal. Not perfection. Comfort. Confidence. Connection. Let's say one final group of sentences together. Slowly. Clearly. With confidence. Repeat after me. I can do this. Every day is a new chance. I enjoy speaking English. My voice matters. Excellent. Listen to yourself. You've been speaking throughout this episode. And that's something to celebrate. Today, you didn't just learn English. You built a new habit. You learned to wake up your voice. Real English. Narrate your day. Bring English back from memory. Create tiny English moments. Remember, don't wait until you feel ready. Speak, and you'll become ready. Small sentences. Every day. Little by little. That's how real confidence grows. Before we say goodbye, I have one last challenge for you. Tomorrow morning, before you check your phone, say 3 English sentences out loud. That's it. Just 3. Come back tomorrow and do it again. Because your future English starts with today's small step. Thank you for spending this time with me. I'm Emma, and this is Learn English Unleashed. Keep smiling, keep speaking, and I'll see you in the next episode. Bye for now.